Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. That's right, you have stumbled into season 5, episode 1. Eric, what happened?
I honestly don't know. This last few weeks have been a blur. Something about us going on vacation, and then we never really went on vacation. We were always just still here, and it's time for season 5. That's all I know. I got that tingling in my bones. It's season 5 time.
I mean, I was on vacation. I think we pre-recorded every single one of those podcasts, including the one we said we recorded directly on Thursday. That was all ruse.
Yeah, sounds about right. So, Alex, what can our listeners expect to hear from us this season?
All right, so this season we are finally on good terms with the MACC, which is great. They've decided that as long as on our probationary period, we repaid all our fines, and as long as we keep this a PC program, right, and don't do too much raunchy podcasting, that they are going to let us keep our license. We can keep operating out of the newly renovated dad's office.
So I'm gonna need some comments in the commentarium aquarium down below. Should we keep this PC or are we going raunchy, baby? And by that I mean this is all. I put up a nice little filter so the MACC can't hear this bit, but let us know. We live off of the feedback. We don't care about no big government organizations controlling us.
Exactly. Down in the Comestium Vestipool down below there, we need you to tell us how to run our podcast, because it only works when people listen to it, or when maybe that's not necessary. Maybe Eric and I'll just keep recording these. This
Exactly,
year,
so.
yeah, this season we're doing a main topic, a new segment right in the middle there. Then you know it, you'll love it. The people request it every time. It's questions from the internet. Who knows where they get them from? Nobody knows, but we get them.
The only problem I see is right now we do not have allotted time for fun artistic segments such as poetry, slam poetry, the Young Rappers projects, similar to our previous seasons. So please let us know if you like that. Drop a comment down there and see if we can incorporate it. But I think it's time to get a jump on this bad boy because we're gonna try and keep them short. We know people like it a little shorter. So, Alex, I think it's time to jump into the main topic, eh?
Exactly. Get down in the comments if you enjoyed our previous spit swapping makeout match, poetry slam in the octagon on Saturday night with a cage metal death ladder match for the briefcase with all of the limericks. Yeah, let's get this podcast on the road.
All right, so I got a crazy main topic. I've been waiting to talk about this for easily like 7 weeks now, and obviously it's a hotbed. Like this is really in right now. Everyone's talking about it. So it's the 1985 Penn State Nittany Lions football team.
Whoa, dude, the 1990 what?
1985 Penn State Nittany Lions football team.
1985 Nittany football team, dude. Those guys, they went all the way, right?
They did pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, my boy Joe Paterno, he's the coach. He's kind of cool. It's Penn State, so you can't go wrong there.
Dude, my favorite moment from the whole season was when they won that game against that other team. It was amazing.
It was wild. But yeah, no. So they were 11-1 this year. It was good.
I mean, that's pretty good. Has Penn State ever done better? Probably not.
They definitely have. I mean, come on, it's Penn State. Although I don't know why it's the Penn State Nittany Lions. They might have rebranded at some point.
What was their mascot before the Quaker? They had the Nittany Lions.
Well, you're thinking of UPenn, man.
Oh yeah, it's Penn State. Now they've always been the Nittany Lions, which is why I love them so much.
That's fair. That's fair.
I need a strong Nittany with my lion.
Hey, dude, Nittany really gets me going. There's nothing quite as special as adding a strange word that I've never seen in the English language until today,
Uh-huh.
in front of a beloved animal such as a lion. That's
No,
why
exactly.
I'm a real big fan of the uh Northeast Kingdom University belligerent owls. They're amazing.
Oh, I've never heard of the word belligerent before.
Well, I couldn't think of a word, and I remember us talking today, which, hey, we're going to get into this in a later segment, of course, because
Mm-hmm.
look at us, structured and everything,
Oh, we got
about
it all. No, this
about
is the
our
main
day.
topic, Eric. We have not hopped on our personal two-wheeled transport into a new segment of this podcast. We got to keep this back on the main topic,
So what
which
are we
is why
talking about? It's
I want to tell
1985, man.
exactly. I want to tell you. Oh, you ride a horse, personal four-legged transport, just like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, which is why I gotta tell you, dude, I love Nittany Lions. 11-1, what a record! I remember going to all their games, then watching the tapes because I wasn't alive back then. But my boys and I, we all got together one day, one Saturday, and we said, let's just watch all 11 games right in a row. And they didn't have tapes, so we had to pay someone to go down to the theater and reenact the games for us based on the play-by-play. And let me tell you, dude, the 1985 Nittany Lions off-Broadway production, I mean, oh, amazing. Any Sunday, you should go.
See, that's great. I mean, I know you're a big Nittany Lions fan.
Hmm. Hmm.
Exclusively in the year 1985, you've forgotten about them every other year.
Oh,
It
well, they
was
sucked after that. It went downhill. The
it,
coach stayed, but he couldn't kindle couldn't capture the lightning anymore, man. It was out of the
magic.
bottle.
It was a magical season.
Yeah.
But one thing I've never understood about those Nittany Lions. Uh-oh, I said a bad word already. The MACC is coming. Um, is their stadium is called Beaver Stadium, but there are no beavers in Nittany Lions, is there?
Oh, that stadium is full of beavers, Eric. At least, I don't know, 50% probably.
So you're saying the capacity of 83,370.
Hmm.
Half of that, we're talking 41,685 is
Patrons brought their beaver to the
their
stadium.
beavers.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Mhm.
impressive. That is
That's why it's
impressive.
called the Beaver Stadium. No one else thought of that. Also, it was built by beavers. Stadium was built on top of a beaver dam.
I heard that they actually commissioned roughly that same amount of beavers that I previously
Yeah.
said to build the stadium because no one else was building stadiums back then. Only select beaver contractors, and beavers are they do good work. I mean, come on.
I mean, the only problem with beavers, Eric, is the beaver unions. Okay,
Oh my gosh, don't
they're
get me started
ruthless.
on the beaver union. I mean, they
It's good.
demand their coffee breaks. They demand to sleep in their structures for at least like 2 years after.
Oh yeah, it's bad, and they want free take-home sticks every day. You know, they want to just be taking home the extra sticks they don't use in construction. And I mean, but beavers make good work, Eric. They do good work, especially when damming up rivers to build stadiums for
You
football.
know what? That's why old grandpappy always used to say, if you want to get a good dam built, you better get a beaver to do it. So I think that extremely well wraps up the Nittany Lions, especially the
Oh yeah,
1985 team. So where are we off to, man? I hopped on. I got
you
my head
found.
protection. I'm
Whoa, whoa,
riding
whoa!
this
Don't
weird
don't
thing.
don't drive over now yet. Hold on. You found a real stub of an article this week on Wikipedia, didn't you?
I revved it up, man. Come on, it's already been like 9 minutes. That's half
All
of
right,
our
all
go
right,
time, baby.
all right, all right. Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna let you scooter off legally. That's what they're called. On to our next segment. You ready? That's
All
right.
right.
The new hot segment in this podcast is keeping up with the DeWittses. We're going to tell you all the inside scoop, what the DeWitt boys have been up to in the past week, the need to know. We got all the fat trimmed right off the DeWitt family roast of activities every week just for you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, Alec, what did you do
Yeah.
this week? I haven't seen you in like 16 months now. What are you up to?
Oh, man, that's weird because I haven't seen you in like 16 minutes. Anyway, I went for the Maple Street race today. It was a great one. I just happened to win the race. Little
Wait,
humble brag there.
wait, you were there? I was also there. I never
Yeah.
saw you though.
Oh, well, I was pretty fast, off the line. Just put gas all the way, pedal to the metal. 2.5 mile drag race, really is what I called it. Straight from Maple Street Park through a couple neighborhoods into the First Republic Brewing Company, which is really the best way to best finish line a man could ask for.
I mean, that's wild because I also ran today, and I ran starting at Maple Street Park, ran 2.5 miles, ended up at First Republic Brewing Company, and wow, it was a fun time. I edged out all the old geezers. I
Yep,
love them to death. Great, wonderful people. But I finished in third place, so
that's pretty good, man.
it,
That's fast for you, dude.
it's fast. I was slugging this 800 pounds of pure built up carbo loading. Bulking season material all the way through town. And I swear, I think a few paleontologists thought that the Brontosaurus was back because there's a big lumbering monster out there running down the streets. And much to their chagrin, it was only I dancing down the waters of Essex Junction. Maybe random town. We don't know where we live.
Um, exactly. So here's the wise words of advice to any aspiring runners out there. Okay. If you have the frame and build and mass of a sprinter, find it a race that's net downhill because you can't get dropped on the hills if it's just downhill the whole way.
It's got to be net downhill, and yet there has to be an incentive at the end. In our case, it was a wonderful beer waiting for us at wonderful prices.
Oh, cold, refreshing, hit the spot. It was really, something else. We highly recommend running to the brewery. Hey, Eric, I got a question for you. Just pulled this off my question board. Are you more of a are you more of a capybara or hamster kind of person?
That's tough. I gotta. Let's see. Cappy, ham cappy, stir, beara, bear, cappy, bear, stir, cat. I gotta. I'm going hamster. I'm going hamster. Okay.
All right, it's a good choice. Good choice.
I'm not gonna explain my rationale, by the way.
What else have you been up to this past week in DeWitt What are the DeWitts up to?
Um, I've been reading a little. I've been playing some video games. I've just been hanging out, dying from this massive not heat wave because it hasn't been 90 degrees for over 3 days. That's what classifies as a heat wave. Boom, education, baby. We teach the young kids on this podcast. That's right. Get your kiddos and listen because we only spit the truth at them. But yeah, no, it's been way too hot. I've been dying from the heat. I'm not doing well. I'm not holding up, man. I think I've sweat through my my drawers at least like 8 times today. The washing machine has seen way too many undergarments.
Exactly. So for the past 4 days, it has been 89 degrees exactly. So this has not been a heat wave, but I've still been just extracting my musk and putting it directly into those nice polyester shirts, the ones that just really capture the BO, and then stick to you when you're all sticky. That is my primo heat wave, not heat wave experience. Eric, do you want to move on to some questions from the internet because the people they're probably bored with keeping up with the DeWitts. They're already caught up. They need to know what's the hot mojo on the internet like.
You know what? I'm ready. What do you got? What do you have for me, man? My brain's whirring at 9 billion degrees and miles per hour, maybe even centigrade.
All right.
It's Thursday morning because that's when we record this. I got a beer
Every
in my
time.
hand and I'm ready.
Oh yeah. We get up real early, 4 o'clock, and just crack one and start recording. So at Tradleen asks, I just don't agree with radiation poisoning. You hold a rock and now you feel bad? And that's their whole question. Now, I personally have never been burnt by radiation, not even once, which is why I wear sunscreen.
So I mean, radiation poisoning for all you out there. It's real. It is real. But the real danger from holding rocks and sort of discarding them like they're nothing is actually the amount of guilt it weighs on you. Like that rock has a life, and you're just treating it like it's nothing, like it's some lowly soil. Like, come on, no one likes that grimy, grubby soil, but a rock. Oh my gosh! Sometimes you look at a rock, you're digging around, you're having fun, and you find a really cool rock, and you got to think this rock's got feelings too. So when I, ultimately discard maybe a cool rock, I just destroyed its whole sense of worth. This rock now doesn't know its place in the world. It's gonna struggle. It's got a lot of hardships. I mean, the thing might be hard on the outside, but it's still hard on the inside. It's a rock, but it has emotions, man. Like, come on, they're not living things too, but like think about it. Use your empathy. I know you have it out there. We gotta treat rocks with respect. We can't just be blaming them for all our problems. Maybe that's a self-defense mechanism that us humans are just too naive to recognize. Like this rock didn't want to get picked up, but you are non-consensually picking that rock up. Of course it's going to give you radiation poisoning. That's called self-defense. Stand your ground.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just come traipsing through some sort of brook or stream and pick up a rock that's been there for 1,000 years. How would you feel if you got just wrenched from your friends and family in the stream, being nice and mellowed out by all that cool spring water, and then just thrown into the woods somewhere when you became too heavy because mom said you can only carry 5 rocks home from the mountain, and you had to pick your favorite 5, and that rock didn't even make the cut. I mean, that's just mental trauma waiting to happen.
It's anguish. I gotta say though,
Absolutely.
I'm at least very glad that our mom didn't put a limit on how many rocks you could take from the mountain, because my backpack was full of them. I mean, the only real problem was how many rocks I could fit in the backpack. Like, throw out that school stuff. You don't need them. You got rocks, baby. Keeping up
Exactly.
with
It's
the
all about
DeWittses. It's back.
it's back. It's all about the rocks. All right, Eric. We're gonna move on. Don't eat the spicy rocks, kids. They're bad for you. To a better question from another person on the internet. Eric, you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
So, at Inceptili asks, "Hi, so I have a question for someone who's fluent in Japanese, Romanji, and Katakana or Hiragana, because I have something I want to put on a shirt design, and I'm still an absolute newbie at knowing Japanese, and I don't want to mess up somehow. DM me, please, if you can help." So, Inceptili, I got good news for you. Eric is fluent in all of the Japanese on the show Naruto. Isn't that right?
Yeah, of course. That's it. They got all the different characters. I actually have, my body has like 20 tattoos on it. They're all uh symbols, Japanese symbols of each different language within Japan. I don't know if that's real.
Are they
But that
katakana or are they hiragana? Because Eric, those, I don't know if you know this. As someone who doesn't speak any Japanese, those are very different. They look completely different.
Well, yeah, they're totally different. So I have a Hiragana and Kapakana.
And your tattoo that says "Look out, it's pervy sage." Which language is that one written in? Which of the two?
That's actually in English.
Oh,
So
okay.
that one's weird. That one's weird. But no, I actually have this one that has 3 lines vertical with actually it's 4 lines vertical with one across like diagonally, and I was told that it means may good fortune come in fives, which it's really good. It's 4 vertical lines and one through it. I've never
No,
seen it before,
it's
but
totally new
I
design.
know it has nothing to do with those crazy American tally marks or anything, but
No,
it
exactly.
says
All
may fortune come in fives, and it's really it's a funny play on words because for chun like fortune 4, there's a 4 in there, but fives, and like when you think about it in Japan, or at least in the small village of Eric Town. Fives is a symbolic meaning of, wondrous things coming at you, and
It's also
it's
a
up in your face.
symbolic. Fives is also a symbolic placeholder. It designates the sacredness of a certain spot for a short duration of time.
Exactly. So may fortune come in fives. It's good. And then
So
I
in
also have
Septelli,
some tattoos that are one can be with all, but two no three self. um,
oh no,
we got some definitely not numbers. It's really, really
yeah,
metaphorical Japanese lingo that a lot of people don't understand, but it goes deep. It cuts deep, and my body is a temple. That's why I eat donuts and break teeth by eating donuts.
that's right.
So that's where
So
I'm living.
in Septelli, if you have any questions about number-based haikus, then you should hit up Eric. And if you need to know how to spell the word nani
Nani?
in Japanese, then that's the only word I know, and I can hook you up. So
It's NANI. Boom,
yeah, but
baby.
it's non and ni. It's two different characters,
It's
Eric. Come
all
on.
uppercase. It's all uppercase, and
How don't
it's
you know you're
aggressive.
Romanji, bro? All right, let's get out of here and thank our sponsors. We're all out of questions. Those are the only ones I could scoop up in the fishnet of questions out there in the internet.
All right. I would like to thank Dad's Office for providing us with season 5 material. We're here coming live out of season 5 in Dad's office, and it's not live, it's pre-recorded, but hit up our line at uh the Just Do It podcast YouTube comment sections. We would love to respond to your questions. Boom, baby.
Got him. Got him. We're YouTubers now. This podcast is brought to you by Bad Japanese. Neither of us know Japanese, but we can give you bad Japanese advice. Bad Japanese.
Of course, we couldn't have done it with proud support from Pimp My Tractor. That's right, they're back. They're doing their thing. And oh my God, the chrome's flowing. The chrome mines have opened up after COVID's gone, because COVID was never real gone. And the chrome mines are flowing good.
The only 100% safe and effective way to beat that corona is with Corona, the anti-corona resistant coating from Pimp My Tractor.
That's right. We got the brightest and shiniest futures out of them all. You ain't getting no COVID with them there chromid. Let's go get ourselves some good old fashioned chrome and have a grand old time.
This podcast is brought to you by no longer being on vacation. That's right. They stopped phoning it in and showed up to the office for once. No longer being on vacation.
Oh, we could not have done it without none other than large wine. Please, this is just a placeholder. Big wine, someone sponsor us, please. We need that sweet anti small batch wine monies.
That's right. The bigger, the better. The more blend, the more consistency, the more winey your wine. Hit us up. We love big wine. Eric, do you know the primary sponsor of this podcast? And can you thank them for me?
Well, the obvious answer is homegrown hops. However, due to a malfunction at the homegrown hops farm, there's a terrible gas leak, explosion everywhere. I think chrome started spewing out of a few random pockets over there, so they actually aren't doing well. But we gotta thank our boys over at First Republic. They got us lubed up with some brewskis and some runs. Maple Street Run Series. It's a great time. That's what sponsored this one.
Ooh, absolutely. Hit us up next week when we come back answering all your real questions from the comments with also our big longtime sponsor, Homegrown Hops. They'll be back. You can't stop them. They're growing forever. Eric, this has been Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast, season 5. That's right. 5. Eric even has the tattoo for it.
Remember, fortune comes in fives. Season 5. Let's go, baby.
Episode 1. I'm Alex.
I am Eric.
And for the love of God, man.
Just send it, dude. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, send it, bro. Like, it's right there. Like, send it.
Like, dude. Totally.